afternoon, everyone. It's Lynda here from Banjo's Beat House with our weekly Facebook Live. This week, I'm having some fun with some of the new additions in the range to make a little Easter treat for my niece and nephew. For them, actually, I'm going to be giving them the beads for them to do this themselves and help them finish it off. But I thought I would show you guys the process and just some of the fun new pieces that have come in that you guys may want to create your own little Easter treats with young munchkins in your lives. Our April box was launched in a newsletter just a couple of days ago. It is available for pre-order. It is a fun one using, as you'll see, the kite design in peyote stitching. That was a new technique for me to learn how to create that shape, which has been fun now writing up the pattern. That part's all done. I've just got to record a video so you guys can see some of the step-by-steps involved in that. So that's my weekend plans. There is still one left of the Easter Pastel Box Challenge that if you want to beat along with Paula in about 3 weeks' time, there is one left if you want to join in the fun with that. And some exciting news regarding Paula's Champagne Forever class. I have seen some samples of a new design option using some of the 27mm stones and 18mm revolvers that she's been playing around with today. Looks absolutely stunning, so I'm looking forward to getting some photos of that we can share with you guys for a different option. So if you don't want to play around with the champagne bottle caps, you can play around with some of the fancy stones. So really looking forward to being able to share those with you. Paula is happily beading on some samples now, and I've got some more colorway options to send her as well. So lots of fun with that one. There is probably about another week where you could sign up to do the Lipsy Garden pendant, which is the first of the classes starting next month. That would give enough time for Paula to get your kit to you. So yeah, that's all the fun stuff there. Lots of different deliveries have been coming in this week with a huge delivery due next week. So I'm busily doing some pre-booking notifications out to customers. But it's always fun to play with something new and pastel-y and different and outside of my normal colour palette. So I'm going to tip you guys down and we're going to have some fun playing around with my little Easter treat idea. So during the week you would have seen we had a huge acrylic delivery. Well, in that I had this pastels mix, so partly inspired by Paula's pastel box to bring in some different colours rather than just the standard really opaque brights. We now have this lovely pastel mix, and this is all the colours that come in the mix. So I'm having fun building out a rainbow bracelet for my nieces and nephews, using in the centre with its really large hole these cute little bunny beads. So we've got these up in mixed packs for sale, which also are in these pastel colours. So we just have a couple of those available because we didn't want to go overboard for Easter, but we wanted to have something fun and new. So we've got these little guys which you can use to make bracelets, which is what we're doing today. But the hole is big enough if you wanted to string them and put like a 1mm leather cord through, you'd be able to do that as well. I like it because it'll fit the elastic and I can hide the knot in there. So I have a cut piece of elastic, which is what I'll be giving my niece and nephew with nieces and nephews, I should say. There's 4 of them. With a bead stopper on the end, so it stops everything from falling off. I've got half of my rainbow pre-strung. I'm just going to pick up the beads and string the other side, and then we'll slide this guy on and tie him off. So just a few beads to go. Whoops. So we're having a lot of fun at the moment bagging up all of the new colours of the acrylic beads. We have a customer working on a fun project who needed all kinds of colours, so it was fun going through all of the different options and ordering in a range that met her colour requirements. So always fun to work with you guys on things that you're after. You may have also seen I posted up a photo of some new sparkles, the Meteorite in 12 in 4 colours and a restock of 3, and the new Vitrolite in the 18. They are now all live on the website. They are sitting with the Nivettes on the side of my desk waiting for me to bag up. I promise I will try and get those onto the shop floor tomorrow because the Nivettes have been here for more than a week already. I'm feeling bad that they haven't had a chance to get their time in the spotlight. But they are available online to order as well. And if you are coming in tomorrow and you don't find either of those, just, sing out to me in the back and I will dig out the options and share them to you. There is a little knot in my elastic. That's not going to interfere with what I'm doing, and it is being absorbed into the beads, so I'm going to let that go. Normally I'd take the 5 minutes to undo it, but I know if I do that, this is all going to become a hot mess. And I don't want to deal with a hot mess today. So, I've got my elastic bracelet already strung. Obviously, when you're working with a child, you will actually test the length on them. This is a sample for the shop, and to show them what they are going to be creating. But they'll have their own mix of beads, and they've got their own bunny to play with. So that's just a simple shoelace knot is the first one, and I'm just, or an overhand knot, just repeating that. There are multiple ways you can tie your bracelets off. I prefer this method with the kids because most kids know how to tie a shoelace. I am pulling nice and tight as I go to get that as a nice tight knot. My next knot is along the lines of if you're casting on and off with knitting. So I'm using my finger as if this is the knitting needle, going under my work, going back in front of my work, and just as you cast off, going through one loop into your next, and we're pulling that through as if we're, doing our last knot on the work. And again, I just repeat that. So it's one over the finger, under and through. You want to pass that next to where the knot is, and then back out the other side, and just pull a nice tight knot. And yeah, he slips really nicely into the bunny, so he will be nicely hidden. I seal everything with nail polish. You can go and play around with the glues, entirely up to you. This is a very easy process with kids, takes about 15 minutes to dry. It's also very, very desk friendly, in that you've got a pot, you can do this with 2 hands, you can just brush it on. A lot of the glues, you're looking at, a much longer drying cycle, and they're also a lot more fiddly. So I'm just going to pull that in there. I have pulled all the way through. I'm going to pull one of my tails completely out and get my hand completely covered in nail polish. Leave the other one there. That way when I trim, the knot is actually going to stay buried in there. And I can trim out either side and keep the knot nice and centered. But yeah, this is a fun little pastel-y Easter treat, non-sugary, for my nieces and nephews, something to keep them occupied in their Easter baskets that I'm putting together for them this year. So it's something a little bit fun just to keep them busy for hopefully 5-10 minutes, maybe when they're crashing from a sugar high, because there's a lot of candy in their bags. But that is it for me for this week. I will be back next week with a fun project for you guys I'm currently designing in answer to a question around odd count peyote. I am going to show you one of the techniques I use for that, and have a pattern that you guys can bead alongside of me to learn how to do that. So I'm just in the process of designing that, and looking forward to starting that with you guys next week. But that's it for me for now. I will see you next Friday. See you then. Have a great, safe weekend. That elastic had a knot in the middle of it. I've left it. But one little Easter treat.
Very cute.
I know. He's so cute. Yep. He's trimmed. I'm just going to photograph him.
Yep. Okay.
Yes,
I'll put the thing back up. If you can watch the front for a little while, I'll finish sealing up the mailbox. I didn't want to make a big noise with the sticky tape.
Okay.
You've got quite a few to create because they've all come in today.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to do much to get that camera out, so
Well, that's good.
new desk is good. I just can't get him to turn off, but that's a different problem.
There you go.
Now he's off.
jarred up. So I'm just